Hello dears, welcome back. If you're not sure about how to make a good toast in a special occasion or dinner, this video is for you. I'm going to go through the 3 common mistakes in making a toast and how do you make the most timeless and simple toast structure. The first common mistake is clinking your glass too hard. When you're making a toast, especially in a very formal setting, you're not encouraged to clink your glass with everyone, let alone doing it in a very hard way. In most social occasions, we're usually under the impression that we should be clinking our glasses to cheer up the setting or just as a way to bond. Well, historically, it was the case. Usually, when you clink your glasses, that helps to show solidarity and also is to signify that there is no poison in it. However, in the modern context as we are in today, it's different because usually the glasses that you're using, they are very fragile, they're very fine, and if you were to clink that glass with every single one on the table, not only are you going to make a big noise, which is discouraged upon, because the most important thing when it comes to having good etiquette is making people feel comfortable around you and being aware of the context to know exactly what to do in different situations. Well, in a fine dining setting, you want to respect the other people having a very quiet and fine dining experience, and therefore you want to keep the noise as low as possible. Some etiquette coaches might go as far as to argue that you should never clink your glasses even in semi-formal situations. But I would say in more semi-formal situations, you should always just read the context, look at what the host is doing, and see whether it is appropriate to do that in the context, which is the essence of etiquette, the ability to read the context and to behave appropriately. So what should you do instead if you want to clink the glass with everyone? The refined approach would be to simply raise your glass, make a nice warm eye contact, smile, and that's it. You don't need to go around going like cheers, 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 cheers. You don't need to do that. Now here we're talking about very formal settings. Of course, if you were in a more intimate settings with your friends and you're having a gathering together and it's rather more casual, then of course you can go ahead and clink your glass. Moving on to the second most common mistake is drinking before the host. So after a toast has been made, and it should be made by the host because they have the privilege, you should always wait for the host to take the first sip before you do so yourself. So coming back to why is it that the host should always have the privilege to do so is because if you think about it historically, whenever a social gathering is organized, the host would offer a drink that also signifies that the beverages are safe to drink and therefore inviting everyone else to join in. And therefore in the modern context, the concept of hierarchy and these social rituals have still remained. So you should always wait for the host to initiate the toast, and then the guest of honor usually would reciprocate the toast. Then everyone is invited to either be able to make a toast or to drink together. Moving on to the third most common mistake is making overly long or self-centered toasts. So in a toast, what you're trying to do is shine the spotlight on the person that's being honored, whoever that might be, or sometimes it's the occasion or the gathering or cause that's being honored. And when you make a toast that takes too long, all the attention is going to be on you, which is not the intended purpose of the toast. And that's why the correct etiquette to do is to keep your toast within 1 minute. Between 30 to 60 seconds. Otherwise, anything longer than that is going to turn into a speech rather than a toast. Just a quick tip here, if you're ever invited to make a toast, when you stand up, try to establish your presence and your connection with the people in the room before you start talking. So as you stand up, before you start talking, try to look around the room and establish this connection with the people to show that you see them and also they see you. After establishing the contact, that is when you can start making your toast. Not only is that much more effective, but people are really going to feel that authenticity and that connection with you. So now let's talk about the most simple and timeless 4-part structure you can use for your next toast. The first thing you have to think about is something to say that sets the tone. So as you draw attention to you making a toast, set the tone and connect with your audience. So for example, you can say, "What a joy to be here tonight." Or "What a wonderful occasion that we're all here together tonight." Then you're going to shift the spotlight to the person that's being honored. So either that can be a person, an occasion, the cause. You're going to shift the spotlight to that, and you can say something like, "Thanks to Anna's kindness and spirit that brought us all together here." Or you can say, "Thanks to the amazing team whose hard work has brought us here tonight." Moving on to the third part is the core message. So something that expresses a deeper sentiment, which is more universal and inspiring. So that can be, "May we always find reasons to appreciate life's simple joys." As simple as that, but it is something inspiring and really brings out the emotions of the people in the room. And moving on to the last part of the structure is where you'll have your closing. You want to wrap it all together nicely, clearly, and confidently. For example, you can say something like, "To Anna, cheers," if that's a person that you're making a toast to. Or you can say something that's more universal, such as, "To success, to laughter, to what truly matters." Something again that's emotional and something that's concise. And you end by raising your glass whilst you lock eye contact with every single person in the room to acknowledge everyone and to finish the toast. So here's the 3 common mistakes when toasting and how do you make a memorable toast with a simple structure. If you like this video, you're going to like the upcoming videos as well, because I'm going to talk more about all sorts of dining etiquette and ways that you can make the best impression in any social occasions. Thank you so much for watching.